Happy Fashion Flair Friday. Welcome, everyone. And this is the Memorial Day weekend. And I know that so many of us are excited to have a nice 3-day weekend. So, today we are going to be talking about our continuing 4-part series. This is the fourth of the 4-part series. And we are talking about the universal style model. And let me just hold this back up again for you. So universal style. And so we have to date covered the classic styles, which are the styles there in white, which are the sporty, the traditional, and the elegant. And then we've covered 2 of the non-classic styles. Those are the 4 on the bottom in black. And so far we have covered the dramatic and the feminine or romantic. Today we're going to be talking about the 2 here in the center, the creative and the alluring. So I've said before, and I'll just remind us all again, that usually we are not just one style personality. We usually are a combination of 2, maybe even 3. And that's what makes us unique. That's what makes our style unique. So you may say, well, Marian, I can't really see that I'm an alluring, which I'm going to show you today, but you might have a touch of alluring in your style. I do. And but I'm careful where I use it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. So just know that you get to identify your own personality through this universal style model and then begin to be able to put some words and to articulate what your style really is. And when you're shopping, what you want to manifest in making sure that you are fulfilling the style personality or style personalities that really express who you are. So if you are here today, please go ahead and say hello so that I know you are here. And also, I want to invite you to ask any questions as we go along. Just go ahead and drop them in the comments section, and I'll see whether there are any questions. Also, I want to just say that if you are watching later on, which many of you do, go ahead and put the hashtag replay in the comments so that I know that you've been here. All right, so with that in mind, let's get started talking about, we're going to start with alluring. So alluring has a, what do I want to say? She's got a little bit of glamour to her. She's kind of sexy, or she likes to be sexy, but she's very picky about how she uses that, okay? Unless she's in Hollywood, and then that's a different story. So wearing the alluring style is not only sexy and glamorous, but if your goal is to attract and to engage others, maybe you're divorced and you're looking for a new relationship or a new partner. Wearing the alluring style is definitely going to get you some attention. So alluring says, I'm self-assured, I'm magnetic, I'm exciting, I'm sensual. And when might you wear an alluring style? I would say nighttime, going out in the evening, maybe even warm weather when you can bare your skin a little bit more and do it tastefully, or for sure if you're in the entertainment business. So let's talk a little bit, and I've got some photos that I'm going to show you today. So remember, the alluring style is really about the woman that really likes her body and she's willing to show it off. Now, I would say that during the warm weather, it's much easier to bring forth an alluring style, but there are ways to do it too in everyday practice. So I'm going to show you these things. But the alluring personality loves fabrics that kind of conform to the body. Things like knits, lycra, anything that's kind of stretchy and that will conform to the body. Okay, Not something I like. Okay. But I do like other elements of the alluring style. So that's what I want you to see today. She also loves smooth finishes. She doesn't like a lot of texture. She likes things very simple, very clean. She's somebody that if she's going to do leather, she does like leather, but it's got to be very lightweight. And she particularly loves suede. Why? Because suede is softer and it conforms to the body a little bit more. Now, in terms of colors, she loves color. She loves pops of color. So, she would love this orange. She would love the magentas and the bright pinks that are out right now. She loves, the emerald greens and the bright yellows. So many of her colors are in fashion right at the moment. She also does like black and white. She wears more solids than she does prints. And if she does wear a print, however, her print has got to almost have an S curve to the print. So, in other words, to kind of match the undulating lines of a body, let's say. She is not like the dramatic that likes to do, geometrics and stripes and big, bold prints. So just think, body conscious, softer S shaped curves would be better suited for the alluring style personality. In terms of her jewelry, she likes jewelry again that is fairly simple and it sometimes can be directive. In other words, like what I wore this today, so I could give you a sense of, okay, here's my décolleté. If I want to call attention to that, then drawing the eye down into the bust line is something that the alluring personality loves to do. So that's how I might do my alluring touch, okay? She also likes earrings that move. Why? Because the neck is a very sensual part of the body. And so the earrings that actually drop down and move attract attention to the neckline. This is a perfect season to be doing that because there are all kinds of long, chandelier type of earrings out there. So that might be a little touch of how you do alluring. Let me show you some of the examples. So here is, I'm talking about the bold color, and look at the solid color and look at how the shape of that fabric just molds and shapes right to her body. So that's the kind of look that she loves. Here would be another example where the color is definitely much softer, isn't it? But what it's doing is the belt is calling attention to her waistline. And so she loves her waistline. Again, she loves her body. So anything that's going to bring attention to a part of her body. Look at also the way she has her hair draped over to one shoulder. And there you can see the S curve as well. She loves her stilettos and she loves actually baring her arms. Now, this is what you might expect from Hollywood, right? So very sensual, deep cut in the top, letting that leg show. Obviously, this would not be for daytime, but this might be a very alluring evening dress. Now, this is kind of a combination. You can see the body, the fabric, that satin definitely is conforming to the body, but you also can see that this is done in a very neutral color, which is beautiful on her with her hair. So I would say this is a woman who really is a combination. And so I want you to be thinking about, what kind of a combination are you? So the dress is definitely alluring, but the very light neutrals are definitely more elegant. So an alluring personality likes more color. So this might be what I would call an elegant alluring, or even an alluring elegant. You see, you can put the emphasis on the noun and then go ahead and use the adjective to describe your style. Here's another example for summer coming up where an alluring would feel right at home. Again, showing the décolleté and really calling the attention to that. wearing the spaghetti strap. So again, we're minimizing the clothing and we're seeing more of the skin. Now we don't see too much in the S curve here, but we don't see geometric either. So I would say it's definitely more on the alluring side than it would be on the dramatic side. And the colors are more alluring as well. Okay, so for the woman that has an alluring personality, but she needs to be in a suit because of business, let's say, she might do something like this. Do you see how the waist the emphasis is really on the waist. So the details in how a garment is designed and put together really can cause us to focus on a particular area. And so she's opened up the neckline, which she likes to do, but the detailing of the jacket, number one, it's short, it's cropped, it calls attention to the waist, and then the horizontal detailing absolutely does that too. And she likes the open toe. She likes, as I said before, stilettos. She likes the ankle strap. That's another thing that I like to do because I have small ankles, and that little bit of alluring for me comes out in my accessories, which would be my necklaces, my earrings, and my shoes, because I like ankle straps as well. Here is another example of how an alluring would do a beautiful satin blouse. But again, look at there. She's calling attention to those beautiful shoulders, and she's doing it in a very casual way, paired with her jeans. And this, I'm going to say, is a combination too. Look at the top, definitely alluring, but the overall look has an elegance about it at the same time. So I'm going to call this a combination of elegant and alluring. She's also someone that loves to, if she's going to be in her jeans and t-shirt, look at the t-shirt. The t-shirt is definitely form-fitting. It's cropped, it's short, it even shows a little hint of skin. And she loves to have hair that moves. So full hair, even tousled hair, like you see if she does have shorter hair. So it's not neat and it's not in place. It's not traditional. This could be a sporty haircut as well, but it could be alluring because of the tousling of the hair. And then in terms of shoes, she, as I said before, she likes open toe. She likes things that are strappy. She loves a little bit of a heel. And if she were younger than me, she would definitely be doing, her Manolo Blahniks, and she'd be doing her spike heels. And again, calling attention to her leg. So there you go for alluring. Let me just check here and see. I do have a few. Hi, Janet. Good to see you. And Nori and Jody, hello. Do any of you see alluring in your style personality? Do you see that you might do that in a small way or maybe in a big way? Put that in the comment section if you see that, or if you'd like to experience or experiment with that. All right, so now let me go ahead and pull out all my photos for creative. All right, so let's see here. Our creative type, okay, she's original and she's artistic. And this is the woman that likes to pair anything with anything. There are no rules. She likes to break the rules and she likes to have fun doing it. So let me just show you a few things. First of all, I would say that the creative personality says I'm innovative, I'm independent, I'm free-spirited, I'm unique. I always think of Whoopi Goldberg as a creative, but she's not a refined creative. So you can take creativity and you can refine it, again, to your level of style. But so if you want to express individuality, this is going to be something you're going to want to listen to. And where do you wear creative? Well, you can wear it you're going to see in a lot of different places in a lot of different ways. But I would say in a design related business, if you're a interior designer, if you're a graphic artist, if you're an artist, if you're going to arts and cultural events, you're going to see a lot of creativity in the way women dress. So let me show you. This is a woman that loves to do a lot of, what do I want to say, layering. So she puts a lot of things together. You can see there is a commonality in the color with the navy blue and the white here, but we've got the, you know, what do I want to say, the blue and the white stripe on the bottom and the big cloud print on the top, and that's layered over a t-shirt. So, and then there's, you know, an interesting necklace. So she puts things together in really unusual ways and she loves it. She mixes patterns, as you can see right here. She mixes texture, she mixes themes, she mixes colors. She typically does like colors that are more muted down. They are, oh, they usually have some component of either brown in them or black. So they're almost a little muddy. Didn't see it so much there, but I'm going to show you another picture. This is something else that a creative would do. You know, she's going to wear her overalls and be very happy doing it. Here would be colors that a creative would do, maybe a creative that's got more of the fall coloring. You can see the model right here with her little red tinge to her hair, and then you can look over to the side and see how pretty all that works. Look at the necklace, look at the earrings, look at that bracelet, look at the shoes. Really all unique and stand out individually, and yet she would be happy to combine all of that together. Doesn't bother her in the least. Here's another example of an outfit, a casual outfit, but look, there's boldness to it. There's creativity in the accessories. And again, she wears geometric, she wears round. It doesn't bother her to combine things. And then she always usually has some sort of a comfort shoe. She'd never be caught dead in a stiletto or anything that's like the Alluring did. No way. So definitely more meaty, more heavy, maybe even a little more, well, masculine's not the right word, but just heavier. This piece, you can see now we are getting a little more refined in the creative look. This might be that woman that I described before that is a, maybe she works in the artistic field and maybe she, you know, is interacting with clients and there she is dressed in a very artistic way. Look at the skirt, and look at the skirt has no relevance really to the top, does it? But for her, that definitely works. And then she pairs it with that big bold necklace and some really bold shoes. And there's our creative done in a professional way. This also could be a professional look. Look at the pattern. Bold. The mustard, they love wearing the mustards. They love wearing the blacks. She also loves wearing vintage and she loves wearing period pieces as well. I don't have a photo of that today, but just so you know, and as I said, she likes to pile on the jewelry, the earrings, the pins, the necklaces, the rings, the bangles. And I'll show you here in a moment. This would be another accessory for her. Big glasses, and look at the headscarf. And look at that, done with rolled up jeans, but with a very creative blouse and just some unique accessories. Here we have a creative. This might be what a creative would do for evening. This is a chiffon dress, but look at the pattern, the print and the pattern. And here would be an example. Whoops, everything's falling on the floor here. And then here is an example of what a creative might do in terms of a blouse. She's not going to just do any old satin blouse. I mean, look at how unique that is. So uniqueness is really, really important to the creative. And when I talked about pairing all kinds of different fabrics together, look at this. We've got fur with a knit, with a chiffon. I pull that back out with boots. There you go, our creative. Now here's an example of a creative necklace. Look at that. So if you're interested in saying, oh, I want to get a little creativity in my look, but I really don't like all the combinations and the layering and the unusual combinations, this would be a way of taking a really creative, unique necklace, putting it over a rather beautiful and simple black dress, whether it's a daytime dress or whether it's an evening dress like you see here. And there you've got a hint, a touch of creative. Or you may take a handbag and just do something with a really fun handbag, even though everything else, let's say, could be a solid black. Wouldn't that be fun? Or a solid white for summer. This just adds a pop of color and it's a very unique pattern and a very unique purse. In terms of jewelry, chunky, bold, striking, metal. This is very lightweight. It's almost like a rubber, if you will. Look at the big cuffs. Fun, right? So do any of you see yourself in that creative mode? Let's see what we see here. Okay, statement jewelry. Yes, Janet. Janet, a deep cut blouse would be alluring for me, but love all the examples you showed, plus a kitten heel as well. Good. Yeah, having the photos, I think, really does help people see possibilities for themselves and may actually encourage you, if you want to add a little dab of that into your style, this is the way that you can do it. So we have covered a lot over the last 4 weeks. I have had a couple of people say to me, oh, Marian, I'm not quite sure what I am. And I just want you to know that if you're feeling that way, you can do a couple of things. You can, number one, I've been encouraging you all to go ahead and post a photo of your style. And then we could chat about, what I see, what other people see, what you see. And I haven't had any takers. So I'm wondering whether you're all being shy. And if you are, and if you would like to send me one photo, I would encourage you to do that. And I'd be happy to give you my take, my first impression on what I see. And the way you can do that is you can simply email me if you're not comfortable with posting here on Facebook. And I would keep it private, keep the photo private, unless you give me permission to use it otherwise. And so if you want to do that, you can go ahead and email that to me at info, I-N-F-O, at powerful-presence.com. And I'd be happy to, email back and forth with you. The other thing you always can do is you're always welcome to go ahead and set up a 30-minute, 15 to 30-minute, brief consultation, complimentary. If you just want to get my take on something, I'd be happy to do that for you. And I have put that link here in the description. I'm not sure whether it's going to be above or below the video, but anyway, it's there. So that's the other way that you can just get a little input. So I hope this has been fun for you to see. If you have missed the other 3 videos that go along with this series, they are all pinned to the top of this group. And so you can just go ahead and click right through them and have fun finding out, are you more classic? Are you more non-classic? Are you an interesting combination of all of it, or at least 2 or 3 of them? And this helps you begin to see your style. It helps you begin to articulate your style. It allows you to also, when you're in the stores, to really know what you're looking for and what you want to convey. I think that's really important. Style is all about what you want to convey to the world about who you are and to attract people to you and attract situations to you. That's how powerful style can be. So let's go ahead and own it, and let's go ahead and define it and describe it and have your own style recipe. So let me see, any last questions? Janice, you said a little, so I'm going to say maybe a little creative or a little elegant or a little alluring. I would say for you, yeah, more a little creative. All right. So I don't see any other questions. I do see lots of hellos, and thank you all for joining me today. I have fun doing these, and I will see you back next week, next Friday. And I just want to also remind you, please, if ever you want me to talk about a particular thing relative to style, whether it's a trend or whether it's about your closet or whether it's about shopping, go ahead and, you know, make a post about it. Because when I see what's important to you, then I can go ahead and craft these topics to really address the things that you're dying to know. I love to share, so I love for you to ask. So that's it for today. Have a very happy Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy your time off and have a great time with family and friends, I hope. So take care, you all. I'll see you soon. Bye.